Hello everybody, Dr. Jeff Lynch here with McKinney and this is Dental Implant Talk. Today I'm going to answer the question, how long will it take before I get my implant crown? Well, the answer to that has a lot of variables. It can be anywhere from the same day to out close to a year. It all depends on what we're talking about as far as the end product, what we're actually trying to accomplish, and what the circumstances are at the beginning. So let me break a few of these down. I'm going to start with the same day and work ourselves out with time. To begin with, it's going to be important to understand what exactly happens when an implant goes in and what makes it ready to use. So take a look at this diagram. What we have here is a drawing of a dental implant, cross-section showing the bone. The implant is a titanium screw that replaces the root of the lost tooth. So the implant initially goes in and it is held in place by the basic screw mechanics. It screws in and it can unscrew. But because titanium has such a tissue affinity, the bone cells love it. The bone cells will eventually, under the right circumstances, grow to and fuse to the implant, locking it in place. That means the implant can support chewing forces without unscrewing. So that's a key factor in being ready to hold the tooth. So let's talk about the different circumstances, different end results, and get an idea on how long it's going to take. So let's start with the same day. Under certain circumstances, if we're talking about a front tooth, if we remove a front tooth and place a dental implant at the same time, sometimes we can attach a temporary tooth to it immediately. Now, that requires that there not be really serious infection where the old tooth was. It also requires that the implant itself can have good, solid initial stability. That means there just needs to be good bone. When we make an immediate temporary that's attached to the implant, it's vitally important that the patient not chew with it. This is there to both act as an aesthetic solution for a missing tooth, but also it helps to contour and sculpt the new gum tissue around the temporary, so when we're ready to build the permanent, it's ready. In a situation like this, the temporary is built so it does not touch the opposing teeth and that the patient cannot touch it with their other teeth in any way. And of course, they're instructed to not use it at all, no biting into things. Now, this only works on front teeth. We generally don't do this on back teeth because the forces in the back are generated are greater, and people are going to end up chewing there. So that same day temporary only holds true for front teeth. So another rapid solution is when we are replacing all of the teeth. We have numerous implants and we're able to attach an implant screwed in bridge. Now, what this does, having them all connected with this rigid bridge, is it splints them together. We instruct people not to chew, but as you can see, they're all connected. So chewing forces here, light chewing forces, will not generate any rotational force on the implant. They splint each other together, and that's what allows us to do teeth in the same day or teeth tomorrow. Now, again, it's very important to not overload these because in order to get the bone to fuse to the implants at the beginning, it's vital that there not be excess pressure. So that addresses the immediate loading, as we call it. Other circumstances, say like we're taking a tooth out and putting an implant in immediately, getting the new tooth will be out there about 3 to 4 months. We place the implant. Generally, we're going to allow the gums to cover it over. And during that time, the bone cells will grow to and fuse to the implant. When we get to the 3-month, 4-month time frame, then we'll take a digital scan and we'll make the tooth, we'll make the crown that'll go on top of it, and that one is ready to use. Now, there are circumstances where we can't place the implant immediately. In those times, what we have to do, remove the tooth, clean out the infection, repair the bone. We'll get the bone grafted back in, allow the bone and the gum tissue to heal. About 3-4 months down the road from that, possibly longer, depending upon the site that we're having to rebuild, then we can place the implant. From that time, then we have to wait a little while, 3-4 months, for the bone cells to fuse to the implant, and then we can build on it. So in that time frame, we're looking at anywhere from 6 to 12 months. When we're doing a real significant bone graft, sometimes those grafts are going to take anywhere from 6 to 8 months for the bone graft to mature, so we have a solid enough foundation to then place an implant. So when you add up all those times, it can get anywhere out there, it can get close to a year. So again, time that it takes to get a final tooth on there generally depends upon what our end result's going to be, whether it's going to be an individual crown or a bridge or a full implant bridge, and what our circumstances are to start with. Hope that answers your question. Look forward to meeting you at McKinney.com.